It's Saga Saturday, guys, and we're about to fuck with the Chuck. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, this is the Chucky complete franchise shit we're going to talk about. It's the 31 Days of Boo-Rays. And today I want to dive deep into the Chucky saga. So, overall, I love the Chucky movies. To me, it's the most consistent series of slasher films. I can literally watch all of them except for a couple. We'll talk about that. But I don't really love the Friday the 13th movies except for a couple. I don't love the Freddy movies except for a couple. But the Chucky saga, to me, is the best. You hear that asshole driving his bike down the street? Oh my god. I hate that guy. He has a small penis, just like Chucky. Now listen. So, I love these movies, and that's why I want to talk about them. I think they're way more consistent than the other slasher movies. So diving in, we got Child's Play, the first one. Now, this isn't my favorite. I know you're not supposed to say that about the original film. It's always supposed to be the best or whatever. But I found with slasher movies, a lot of the times, the first one is never the best one. Think about it. Friday the 13th wasn't even Jason killing people. Spoilers. You know, the first Nightmare on Elm Street is one of the best ones, but everybody knows Part 3 is the best one. Same with Chucky Saga. They haven't hit their stride yet with this character. He's good in the movie, but he's not spouting off his catchphrases. He's not, you know, killing people to the fullest like he does later. It doesn't have that comedy-horror blend that makes the other ones so good. It's a great movie, it just hasn't quite hit yet. In my opinion, when it hits is Child's Play 2. That's the definitive Chucky movie, right? It hasn't gone too overboard where it's all comedy yet. It's still got the kind of humble originality. But Chucky is being a lot more Chucky. He's got his one-liners and he's cursing people out and all that fun stuff. With the Chucky movies, I think if you're going to marathon them, you absolutely have to watch them in order. I know with other slasher movies, you can jump around, all that kind of stuff, but you can really feel an evolution of the character when you're watching the Chucky movies, and that's why I like them so much. So Child's Play 2, great stuff. Child's Play 3, a little weaker. I remember when I was younger, I actually didn't like that one at all. It takes place at a military school. He's killing kids and stuff. But as I've gotten older, I do have more appreciation for that one. I think out of the original 3, the Child's Play trilogy, I like the second one the best, and the third one, and then the first one's probably my least favorite of the original trilogy. Controversial statement, I know. But it's just not as fun as those other two. The third one has a lot of dumb moments, though, don't get me wrong. But the final act when he gets chopped up is awesome and pays off super well going into Bride of Chucky. His look in Bride of Chucky and going forward for the next couple movies is perfect. That's the Chucky that I like. When he's got like the staples on his face and all that kind of stuff. You get introduced to Tiffany, played by Jennifer Tilly. And they just have a really good chemistry together. They're really funny. That's when the comedy starts to overtake the series a little bit. And I feel like, I know a lot of people think it goes off the deep end. I don't really feel that way. I think that when Chucky, the more comedic it gets, it works really well because it is a killer doll movie. How scary can he be, you know? But Bride of Chucky is my favorite of the entire series. That's the one I grew up watching the most. I think that was the first Chucky movie I watched. And it really scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Now, you know, of course, I see all the humor in it and stuff like that. But that was my absolute favorite. It's got the perfect blend of comedy, horror, really, really great kills. John Ritter gets it in the face with a bunch of nails. It's fucking awesome. R.I.P. John Ritter, by the way. Then we got Seed of Chucky. A lot of people hate this movie. I would say most people hate Seed of Chucky. And I hate it and love it at the same time. In terms of a Chucky movie, it's absolute garbage. It's so meta, self-aware, stupid. It's kind of trying to be the Scream of Chucky movies. But if you just watch it as a dumbass comedy, it's actually got a lot of funny moments, in my opinion. And I also think it's great. Seed of Chucky is a really personal movie for the director, Don Mancini. So, Don Mancini, the reason these movies are all so consistent is because he's been the consistent voice all throughout the series. And Seed of Chucky, you know, what's her name? Tiffany and Chucky, they have a son, and the son is kind of going through like a gender identity type of a thing. And Don Mancini's actually homosexual himself, so he kind of used that as a lens to tell his story of like accepting who he is and stuff like that. So I think that this movie, actually, a lot of people shit on it and say it's a dumb Chucky comedy and it ruins the franchise. But if you really think about what Don Mancini was trying to say in this movie, I think that he didn't pull off doing it in a good way, but his message at the end of it is actually really cool to see in such a dumb slasher movie. So I have a lot of respect for this movie. I do genuinely like it. I just kind of think it gets a bad rap. So if you hate Seed of Chucky, watch it again under that lens, and I think you'll appreciate it more. I know I did. Curse of Chucky, I think, is a great return to the franchise. So 2005 hit. We got a decade without Chucky. It was a very dark time. It was a medieval period. Curse of Chucky comes back, and it's a straight-to-video movie. And I remember leading up to it, I was like, this is going to be ass. And then I watched it with my boy Zach. Shout out to Zach. He got me back into Chucky. Curse of Chucky is actually one of the best of the whole series. It's got the kind of dark and actual horror roots of the original, blends in some of the comedy. In a way, you kind of get two different Chuckies. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That movie is really, really good. That's one of the better ones in the series, I think. Now, I have this Chucky Complete Collection. I bought this after the next box set came out because I actually hate the next movie, Cult of Chucky. That's my least favorite of the Chucky movies. And I don't want to own it. I really hate it. I know a lot of people liked it. I just thought that the setting of him in the hospital, the mental hospital or whatever, I think it was a mental hospital, I don't think it worked well at all. I think it's got like maybe 2 decent kills. But overall, I kind of feel like that movie is a clusterfuck of tones that don't work together. So I actually, instead of buying the current release of this box set, I went and got this out-of-print one from good old Zia Records. I got it used. And so it's got all the Chucky movies that I do like. Then we got to talk about the reboot, okay? So, I fucking love the reboot. And I own it right over here. This is a great movie. This is a great reset for Child's Play, right? But if you don't like this movie, I understand. Take comfort in the fact that Don Mancini is currently working on a Chucky TV series for the Sci-Fi Channel that's going to continue the Brad Dourif Chucky, right? So this is a great time to be alive. We've got 2 Chuckies, right? And I think it's a good thing because I really like the Mark Hamill Chucky. And I think that this shouldn't have been called Child's Play. I think it would have been a lot better off if it was just called like My Buddy or something like that. Because this is such a different, it's the Buddy doll. And this is such a different take on the character that I think it has its own legs completely. It could have been called something else. But it's called Child's Play. I don't care about the title. Just looking at the movie itself, this is a great entry in the franchise. Because you have a Chucky who's totally different, so you don't really know what to expect. There's a couple genuinely creepy moments. Like when the Chucky doll is in the corner of the room with its eyes and it's like just singing the Buddy song softly. That was a good creepy moment. But then you've got really hilarious moments like when Chucky fucking kills a guy with a lawnmower or something and cuts his face off, and then they put the face on the watermelon. That is so darkly hilarious. So this movie is great, and it doesn't suffer from like kind of a tonal whiplash like I feel like Cult of Chucky suffers from. This movie, it manages to pull off some scares, like genuine scares. I've never seen any of the scares in this. I always think these movies are just either funny or well done. Never been spooked by them. But I had a couple parts. I was like, that's actually a really creepy, effective moment, you know? I think Aubrey Plaza is great as the mom. I think one thing I can say about this movie is I feel like the kid and his friends were really underwritten. I feel like it was a last-minute thing by the studio to be like, oh, let's just make it the kids from Stranger Things. And that could have been handled a lot better. I don't think we need a kid and a group of 12-year-olds now in every movie just because Stranger Things is cool or whatever. But this is a great movie. This got a lot more hate than it deserved, and I really feel like this deserves a second watch. Clean slate. It would be a lot better if it wasn't called Child's Play, but for what it is, I'm really excited for whatever sequels they got going. So that's it, guys. That's Saga Saturday, the Chucky movies. What do you guys think of the Chucky movies? What are your favorite, least favorite? You got anything to add to the conversation? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later.